I welcome you to this session on role of technologies in e-content development. Everything changes except change, and the way technology is changing and growing more sophisticatedly in the 21st century has revolutionized the higher education system. With the advancements in the technological innovations in the education sector and the pace in which they are happening, we are witnessing a paradigm shift from chalkboard teaching to technology-enabled teaching and learning, where both the learners as well as the instructors use mobile apps, smartphones, and other advanced devices and technologies for the teaching learning purposes. The evolving technologies have impacted e-content development scenario also in a very big way. They have dramatically transformed ways in which e-content is created, delivered, and consumed. Now, before pondering upon the details of how technology is playing a crucial role in e-content development, let us take a quick look on the various topics which we will be covering in this session. Initially, we will be understanding about e-content, what it is. Then we will take a general review on the technologies and e-content development in context to Sustainable Development Goal 4, COVID-19 pandemic, and NEP 2020. We will, also go through the e-content development life cycle and keeping in view the design thinking approach in mind, and also look at the technological framework for e-content development. And finally, we will also get an overview of trends and technologies in e-content development. So, after completing this session, you will be able to explain the various types of e-content and explore the 4-quadrant approach for MOOCs, explore the e-content development life cycle with design thinking approach, explore the technology and trends in content development, and experiment with various AI tools for e-content development. So, to begin with, first let us understand what do we mean when we say what do we mean by e-content. So, e-content is digital material consisting of one or multiple combinations of text, animations, videos that are shared and accessed through digital devices like computer, tablet, smartphone, smart TV, wearable tech, and other upcoming electronic devices. In our context, e-content is used for educational purposes to support and enhance learning with interactive, accessible, and engaging e-content. Now, let us look at the various types of e-content. E-books, which are very common, are electronic versions of printed books. E-books can be accessed through smartphones, tablets, and e-readers, and they enable the learners to access books anytime, anywhere. Interactive e-books, as the name says, have both text-based and embedded videos along with animations and with elements of interactivity in the form of hyperlinks and quizzes. Audiobooks are usually text to speech content of books, and sometimes there are studies which have found out that they are very convenient for the learners to go through while they are traveling. Another type of e-content is in the form of infographics. Infographics present visual information on topics involving less text and more visual data presentations with lot of illustrations. Video lecture courses are another kind of e-content where the content is delivered through recorded videos as well as live video lectures. Video lectures include multiple media elements like text, graphics, animations, visual effects, and comic. Interactive multimedia is a combination of 2 or more multiple media elements like text, images, videos, and audios with interactivity. Simulation is another kind of e-content which plays an important role in experiential learning by providing real-world situations to the learners in a simulated environment. Blogs, they provide articles on various topics which are shared with the learners to read and provide comments. Multiple media are extensively used in the blogs, and vlogs, which we also call them as vlogs, are quite popular among the learners. We have e-content in the form of educational games, which provide game-based learning experience to the learners and enables learners to understand complex topics in a very lucid way. And now is the age of AR, VR and MR technologies, and by using this kind of immersive technologies, learners are immersed in the learning experiences and they learn on topics which otherwise are difficult for them even to visualize. So now let us look at the 4-quadrant approach for MOOCs. The quadrant 1, which is e-tutorial, has components like video lectures with animated visual effects, graphics and comic components, audio content, simulations and virtual labs. The quadrant 2, that is e-content, consists of self-instructional text material, e-books, case studies, OERs and open access educational material. Quadrant 3, that is assessment, consists of question answer sessions for clarifying doubts and also has options for peer-to-peer interaction. And the quadrant 4, that is discussion forum, is also effectively used for the teaching learning purposes. Now, there is an activity for you to perform. Reflect on how you can use the various types of e-contents like e-books, interactive e-books, audiobooks, infographics, video lectures, interactive multimedia, simulations, blogs, educational games and the augmented reality, virtual reality and mixed reality technologies in your settings. Let us visit the technological interventions and e-content development in context to Sustainable Development Goal 4, COVID-19 pandemic and NEP 2020. One of the fundamental components of the United Nations Sustainable Development 2030 agenda is quality education, and its goal is to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promotion of lifelong learning opportunities for all. In this context, digital technologies have emerged as an essential tool to achieve this goal. With the latest technologies at hand, organizations across the globe are headfasting in meeting the goal. Technologies like game-based learning, virtual and augmented reality are also being used in the classrooms and beyond effectively to ensure quality education for all. And in the context of SDG 4, we also saw the emergence and proliferation of high quality educational resources including open educational resources, massification of online education through massive open online courses and personalized learning experience for improving learning outcome. In context to the COVID-19 pandemic, the education system faced a huge challenge in addressing the needs of the student. During this time, the world witnessed how technology played a crucial role in imparting education to the end users and have shown powerful impact on the education system. And online learning and technology enabled education during that time became the primary mode of instruction by not an option but compulsion. Delivery of video-based e-content through various online and social media platforms, social media and communication apps became in staying connected, and educational institutions also collaborated and used the existing e-learning resources to facilitate the learners. Thus, we can say that delivery of video-based e-content, interaction and communication to social media apps, and sharing of resources and collaboration by educational institution facilitated the learners in their learning journey during the COVID-19 pandemic. National Education Policy 2020. In context to the National Education Policy 2020, one of the fundamental principles that guide both the education system at large as well as the individual institutions within are flexibility, thereby meaning that the learners have the ability to choose their learning trajectories and programs and thereby choose their own paths in life according to their talents and interests. Emphasize on conceptual understanding rather than rote learning and learning for exams. promoting multilingualism and power of language in teaching and learning, regular formative assessments for learning, extensive use of technology in teaching and learning, removing language barriers and increase access to Divyang students. Moreover, the section 24 of the National Education Policy has a dedicated section for online and digital education, ensuring equitable use of technology, and the points D and F of that section 24.4 basically focuses on content creation, digital repositories, creation of coursework, learning games and animations, augmented reality with virtual reality, virtual labs existing of e-learning platforms such as Diksha, Swayam and SwayamPrabha. And thus, through these interventions, technological interventions, what we find is that specific opportunities have been given to the educational institutions, to the learners to get engaged in best of the quality education by using technology, and online learning and technology enabled education in context to NEP 2020 is no more a compulsion, but an opportunity to harness the benefits technology has for the higher education system in particular. As an activity, you are requested to prepare a list of technologies which you have used for teaching learning purposes. Now, after gaining a basic idea of how technologies have played a crucial role in context to e-content development during the SGD4 or during the COVID pandemic or for NEP 2020, let us now understand the e-content development life cycle with design thinking approach and technology framework. Design thinking enables instructors in creating e-content needed by the students. Human-centered approach to design and development of e-content results in increased learner engagement, improved knowledge retention, better course completion rates and more positive learner feedback. So, let us now go through the e-content development life cycle, keeping the design thinking process in place. Before even thinking of developing e-content, the instructors are required to conduct need assessments, readiness assessments, and in addition to that, keeping the design thinking principle in mind, there is another important thing which they have to carry out is in the form of empathizing with the learners. Basically, to understand the pain points of the learners, to understand what are the problems which they are facing in the teaching learning process and how using the e-content their problem could be sorted out. This is followed by defining the problem, because once you have done the need assessment part, you are ready with the readiness level of your learners, the technology readiness level of your learners, and you also know the pain points. Then based on these components, you define the problem. After defining the problem, then you and your team ideate and plan on how you will be developing the e-content. Once this ideation and planning is done, then prototyping takes place. In prototyping, basically what you do is that you create a prototype of content to be generated, first in the an instructional design document format, then through scripts, then you create storyboards, and then you finally go for production. And once your prototype is ready, then you go for the testing and the refining stage. Now, during the testing and the refining stage, if you find that during the testing, if you find that the students, the learners, they are facing some challenges, you again go back to the ideation stage, then develop a prototype and again test with the learners. Once your testing is complete, then you scale up by creating the entire e-content, whether it is video based content or it is game based content or it is even your AR, VR based content. And then you scale up, and once you scale up, then you are ready for implementing and integrating your content into the desired formats. It could be both integration through a platform for online learning and even through integration to other devices for offline learning. And then certainly maintenance and updation are also crucial part of this e-content development life cycle. After understanding the e-content development life cycle in context to the design thinking approach, let us now look at the e-content technology framework. We have the contents in the form of self-instructional material. We have pedagogic elements embedded in them, like concepts are there, processes are there, principles are there, facts are there, procedures are there. And then we give them kind of a technology treatment using both AI and non-AI tools, and we create images, videos, animation, visual effects, gaming and comic content, sound and text. So, we have a database of all these components, and then finally, we integrate them into modules and sections. Now, once this is ready with us, we kind of provide a technological intervention while we are actually creating modules and section by development of interactive multimedia, recorded video lectures, e-books, mobile learning, ITV application, interactive DVD applications, AR, VR and MR applications, etc. So, with the content database which is already available with us, then according to the technological interventions, we mix match the various content, the technology content available with us and convert them into interactive multimedia, recorded video lectures, e-books and things like that. Once this part is done, then we are ready to offer them to the students through the online and offline mode with the help of computers, tablets, smartphones, smart TVs, wearable tech and other electronic and digital devices. So, as an activity, reflect on how you can apply design thinking in creation of e-content. Create your own e-content technology framework based on the need assessment, readiness assessment and problem statement. Next, we move towards discussing the trends and technologies in e-content development. Some of the popular trends and technologies are video based learning, immersive technologies, wearable technology, gamification, 21st century learner and trends and artificial intelligence. Video based learning gives a multi-sensory learning experience to the learners through video. It is a combination of camera footage, animation, graphics, text, audio, visual effects and comic. Because of this, it's no surprise that video based learning is quickly becoming a dominant standard in online training and learning practices. Now, video based learning happens in a live streaming webinar or classroom kind of a situation, and even through development of interactive video content which could be provided to the learners both online and offline. For example, Edpuzzle is an online platform which gives the provision to the instructors to create interactive video content. Immersive technologies have revolutionized the way learners interact with e-content in a more real and engaging way. Some of the research studies conducted experiments to determine the usefulness of augmented reality in teaching and found that augmented reality not only facilitates learning, but also increases learning motivation better than conventional teaching materials too. Learners use head-mounted displays and input devices to access and interact in immersive environments. Immersive technologies also provide interactive and experiential learning to the learners and enables learners to understand complex concepts by immersing in the augmented or virtual realities. So, focusing on what augmented reality is, basically it is interactions between real world objects with virtual objects. Students can experience and interact with objects or procedures in details by simply using a smartphone, tablet or AR glasses. Virtual and mixed reality technologies provide immersive experience by simulating real or imaginary environments. These tools offer a high level of engagement and enable students to explore complex concepts in virtual settings. Virtual and mixed reality technologies offer immersive experience that transport learners to simulated environments. By providing a sense of presence and interaction, these tools enhance engagement and retention in educational settings. Though wearable technology is widely used in healthcare, but there has been a growth in implementing such technologies to empower the learners in their learning path. According to Wikipedia, wearable technology is any technology that is designed to be used while worn. Common types of wearable technology include smartwatches and smart glasses. According to one of the research studies on wearable sensors for learning enhancement in higher education by Khorsavi et al., wearable devices like eyeglasses, watches, electrocardiogram patches have enhanced learning in the engineering students of higher education. According to their findings, head-worn devices like eyeglasses enabled better student engagement with the learning materials, improved student attention, as well as higher spatial and visual awareness. Imagine learning that feels more like playing a fun game. That's the idea behind gamification in education. It involves incorporating game design elements and principles into the teaching process. Some of the common components of gamification are experience points, scorecards, streaks, badges, rewards, and leaderboards. Duolingo, Edpuzzle, and Quizlet are some of the tools which you can use effectively in creating gamification kind of an environment for your learners. Let us understand the 21st century learners. They prefer anytime and anywhere learning. They expect interactive digital content. They are skilled in human device interaction. For them, accessing content through smartphones or any other relative new device is not difficult. They are connected as well as they are connected through wireless networks also. So, they prefer learning even while they travel, and they easily adapt new technologies. This characteristics of the 21st century learners have led the educationists to come up with social learning, micro learning, mobile learning, and personalized learning experience. Since the past few decades, we have witnessed proliferation of collaborative learning communities leading to social learning. To empower social learning, several e-learning platforms integrate social elements and social media, which enables peer-to-peer interaction, instructor-learner interaction, and gives chance to distributed learners share experience and support one another. The 21st century learners prefer bit-sized, focused, short content which they can easily grasp and apply. They want content which could be completed during short breaks or while traveling, and thus micro-learning has become the need of the hour. Micro-learning in a video-based scenario is highly preferred by the learners because they want chunks of information with high quality video material, and they also want some kind of an interactivity in the form of quizzes and to comprehend the content. Mobile learning. Mobile learning is the need of the hour as the smartphones are easily accessible and the e-content could be accessed anytime, anywhere, even when traveling. Personalized learning environments. One of the major emerging trends in education technology is the current era is personalized learning experience. Data analytics and machine learning technology can gather relevant information about learners' ability, interest, their preferred learning styles, and create customized learning programs with the learner-centric approach in mind. According to Bates, personalized learning shifts the role of students from being simply a consumer of education to a co-producer and collaborator of their learning pathways. Artificial intelligence refers to computer system capable of performing complex tasks that historically only humans could do. AI is revolutionizing the education system. Some of the common use of AI in education is chatbots, virtual assistants, personalized learning experiences which are used for providing instant support to the learners, perform time management for the learners, motivate them and analyze learning patterns and performance of the learners, and accordingly provide tailor-made content to the needs of the learners. In context to e-content development, AI is a technology that enables generation of text content, images, animations, videos, and carry out other complex tasks for the development of e-content. Now, let us take an overview of how you can develop video based on AI tools. So, you can use generative AI for creation of instructional design documents for your video. You can create text contents and scripts using the AI tools. You can then edit the contents for the context and relevance component, and then you have to take care of the ethical issues while using all these AI tools. Once your content is ready, your script is ready, by using ChatGPT, you can create PowerPoint presentations. You can use freemium tools like InVideo for generating effective videos, and you can use Knowledge AI for creation of interactive video contents. So, as an activity, explore AI tools which will facilitate you in creation of e-content like e-books, interactive e-books, audiobooks, infographics, video lectures, interactive multimedia simulations, blog, educational games, etc., and create any two types of e-content using various AI tools. Thank you.